Buffalo Bills fans, the injury report this week brought a mix of hope and concern as the team prepares for a crucial matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. While there were some positive developments, the depth chart continues to face challenges as the team battles through multiple key injuries. Tight end Dalton Kincaid and rookie cornerback Maxwell Hairston were the bright spots in Thursday's practice, showing progress that could provide a boost to the Bills' lineup. Kincaid, who has been sidelined since pulling his hamstring in a loss to the Miami Dolphins back in Week 10, participated in a limited capacity for the first time since his injury. This development offers a glimmer of hope for a player who has become central to the Bills' passing game, even if he returns at less than 100%. Head coach Sean McDermott expressed cautious optimism about Kincaid's availability, acknowledging the high stakes of the upcoming game and the importance of having one of the team's top offensive weapons on the field. On the defensive side, Maxwell Hairston made a notable leap through the concussion protocol. After being forced to leave the game against the Houston Texans on November 20th, Hairston steadily progressed over the week and was able to participate fully in practice by Thursday. This indicates he has reached the final stages of the protocol and is expected to be ready for Sunday's contest. The steady improvement from both Kincaid and Hairston offers a welcome reprieve for Bills Nation amidst a string of more concerning injury updates. Unfortunately, not all news was positive. The Bills are expected to be without both of their starting offensive tackles, a situation that could have a significant impact on Sunday's game. Right tackle Spencer Brown is dealing with a right shoulder injury that may sideline him for multiple weeks, while left tackle Dion Dawkins remains in concussion protocol. Dawkins initially returned during the loss to the Texans, but delayed symptoms emerged after that game, preventing him from practicing. As of Thursday, he had not returned in any capacity, suggesting that he is still in the earlier stages of recovery, and it is increasingly unlikely that he will be available against the Steelers. The injury situation extends to other key players as well. Linebacker Terrell Bernard has not yet returned to practice following a right elbow injury, with hopes that he can recover over the next couple of weeks. Wide receiver Joshua Palmer has also experienced a setback, as an ankle problem has caused him to be listed as a non-participant in Thursday's practice. Palmer had returned to the lineup on November 16th against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after missing 3 games, playing half of the offensive snaps in the following contest against Houston. His current status suggests a potential aggravation of the previous injury, leaving the Bills to consider adjustments to their wide receiver core. In light of Palmer's struggles, attention shifts to Keon Coleman, who appears ready to make his return this Sunday against the Steelers. Coleman missed the past 2 games, and his absence had left a void in the team's receiving options. With Palmer trending in the wrong direction, Coleman is positioned to step in as a key contributor. While his first season has been underwhelming, and he has faced challenges both on and off the field, the Bills' coaching staff seems ready to integrate him back into the offense, especially with the current injury context. Sean McDermott indicated that Coleman's absence against the Texans was not disciplinary, but rather a result of a short turnaround, leaving the door open for his return. The offensive strategy will also depend on the status of Curtis Samuel, who has been dealing with knee and elbow injuries alongside Palmer's ankle issue. With these setbacks affecting the primary wide receivers, the Bills have signed free agent Brandon Cooks to bolster the receiving core. This move, coupled with the release of Elijah Moore, shifts the potential active wide receivers for the game to Khalil Shakir, Tyrell Shavers, Gabe Davis, Cooks, and Coleman, with the hope that all injured players can progress in time for the matchup. Sunday's game could see a reconfigured receiving lineup, with Coleman potentially filling in as one of the outside targets, complementing the efforts of Davis, Shakir, Shavers, and Cooks. From a tactical perspective, the Bills will need to carefully manage their offensive line with the absence of their starting tackles, while integrating returning players who are still recovering from injuries. The balance between protecting the quarterback and maintaining a dynamic passing game becomes critical, especially with a team like the Steelers on the horizon. Kincaid's return, even at less than full strength, provides an additional option in the red zone and as a reliable receiving target over the middle. His presence can create matchup advantages and help relieve pressure on other receivers who are stepping into expanded roles. Defensively, The return of Hairston is equally significant, as his ability to cover opposing receivers and support the secondary can influence the team's game plan. The Bills' coaching staff will need to navigate the challenges posed by injuries while leveraging the strengths of returning players to maintain competitiveness. With a mix of experienced contributors and players stepping back into starting roles, the game against the Steelers presents an opportunity for the team to demonstrate resilience and depth. Looking at the broader picture, the Bills are managing a challenging mid-season stretch, with injuries affecting critical positions on both sides of the ball. The team's depth, coaching adjustments, and ability to integrate returning players will be key factors in maintaining momentum. Fans can expect strategic rotations at wide receiver and careful management of the offensive line to optimize performance despite ongoing physical limitations. The anticipation of Coleman returning alongside the potential involvement of Kincaid adds an element of excitement and hope, suggesting that the Bills may be able to mitigate some of the impacts caused by injuries. As the team moves closer to Sunday's matchup, practice sessions will continue to be closely monitored, with each day providing new insights into player readiness and potential game-time decisions. The coaching staff must weigh the health of their returning stars against the importance of fielding a competitive lineup. Decisions regarding Kincaid, Coleman, and Hairston will likely influence the overall offensive and defensive schemes, with the goal of maximizing effectiveness while minimizing risk. Buffalo Bills fans can look forward to seeing how these developments unfold, as the team navigates through injuries, lineup adjustments, and the challenge of facing a strong opponent in the Steelers. As the Buffalo Bills prepare for their upcoming clash with the Pittsburgh Steelers, attention turns even more sharply to the receiving core and how the team will adjust to fill the gaps left by injuries. With Joshua Palmer sidelined due to his ankle and Curtis Samuel still recovering from his knee and elbow issues, the responsibility of carrying the passing game increasingly falls on the shoulders of Keon Coleman, Gabe Davis, Tyrell Shavers, Khalil Shakir, and newly signed Brandon Cooks. Each player brings different strengths to the field, and the coaching staff faces the challenge of balancing talent, health, and cohesion to sustain a productive offense. Coleman's return is particularly significant. Although his first season was marked by inconsistency, both on and off the field, the combination of experience, athleticism, and opportunity positions him to contribute meaningfully as one of the team's outside targets. His involvement is expected to open up the field for Shakir and Shavers, who have shown flashes of playmaking ability but still need consistent targets to build rhythm. Gabe Davis continues to be a key factor in the passing game, known for his ability to stretch the field vertically and provide a scoring threat in the red zone. With defenses likely to focus on limiting Kincaid and exploiting any weaknesses on the offensive line, Davis and Coleman may face more attention from opposing cornerbacks and safeties. This dynamic could create opportunities for Shakir and Shavers in intermediate routes, particularly if the Bills are able to effectively integrate Kincaid as a safety valve for the quarterback. Brandon Cooks, having just joined the roster, adds another dimension with his speed and ability to operate in multiple positions across the field. His versatility gives the coaching staff flexibility to deploy creative formations, potentially creating mismatches against the Steelers' defensive backs and linebackers. The offensive line situation remains a central concern heading into Week 13. Without starting tackles Spencer Brown and Deion Dawkins, the Bills must rely on backups and adjusted schemes to protect the quarterback and establish a reliable running game. The absence of both bookends introduces pressure not only on the quarterback but also on the skill positions, as pass protection and timing in the route tree become more critical. Offensive coordinator strategies will likely emphasize quicker passes, misdirection plays, and creative blocking schemes to compensate for the temporary loss of starting tackles. Kincaid's role in this scenario is especially important, as his ability to release quickly and find soft spots in coverage can alleviate pressure and provide the quarterback with dependable options. Defensively, the Bills are also navigating a complex landscape. Maxwell Hairston's progression through concussion protocol is a major positive, as his presence in the secondary strengthens coverage against the Steelers' receiving threats. Hairston's ability to contribute in both man-to-man and zone coverage allows the defense to remain versatile, a critical factor when facing an offense capable of attacking different areas of the field. Terrell Bernard's elbow injury remains a concern, as his absence diminishes depth at linebacker. His potential return would bolster run defense and provide added support in pass coverage, but the team must prepare for contingencies in case he is unable to suit up. Special teams adjustments may also become more prominent given the injuries to key skill players. Kickoff returns, punt coverage, and field goal protection units may need to integrate substitutes who can perform reliably under pressure. These small details often influence momentum in tightly contested games, and the coaching staff is likely to devote attention to maintaining consistency despite the shifting lineup. The addition of Cooks could also impact special teams formations, as his experience and speed make him a candidate to participate in return schemes if needed, adding another layer of flexibility. The mental aspect of overcoming injuries is equally significant. Players returning from protocol or limited participation must manage not only the physical demands of the game, but also the psychological pressure of performing at a high level while still recovering. Confidence in execution, trust in teammates, and familiarity with game plans are all critical factors in ensuring that returning players contribute effectively without risking further injury. Kincaid's first snaps in practice after his hamstring injury serve as a gauge for his readiness, and every positive movement is a step toward reintegrating him in a high-stakes place. Similarly, Hairston's progression reflects both his recovery and his preparedness to face one of the league's more dynamic receiving corps in the Steelers. Game planning will require a careful balance between aggression and caution. The Bills' offensive strategy will likely include a mix of deep shots to Davis and Cooks, intermediate passes to Shakir and Shavers, and safety valve options through Kincaid when defensive pressure intensifies. Each route combination must account for the weakened defensive line and potential blitzes from the Steelers, demanding precise timing, quick reads, and decisive execution. On defense, adjustments will focus on leveraging Hairston's skills while compensating for the potential absence of Bernard, emphasizing coverage integrity and run-stopping support from the front seven. The evolving wide receiver rotation and the gradual return of key players create opportunities for creative play calling and matchup exploitation. Coleman's presence allows for deeper field stretches, which could force the Steelers' safeties to make difficult choices and open lanes for intermediate options. Kincaid's ability to operate both as a tight end-in line and as a route-running threat helps diversify looks, making it more challenging for Pittsburgh to anticipate patterns. These individual contributions, combined with strategic deployment of Davis, Shakir, Shavers, and Cooks, form the backbone of a passing attack that must adapt to both injuries and the opposing defensive scheme. Buffalo's preparation for the game also extends to situational football. Red zone execution, third down efficiency, and clock management become particularly crucial when key starters are limited or returning from injury. Every play gains added significance, as mistakes or missed opportunities could shift momentum in a tightly contested matchup. The coaching staff's ability to integrate returning players while maintaining a cohesive game plan will be pivotal in navigating these challenges. Quarterback timing, receiver chemistry, and line protection must all align to ensure that the offense can function effectively, even under pressure. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. The NFL rumor mill is spinning wildly this week after a bombshell comment from Bills quarterback Josh Allen that has left fans and insiders buzzing. "If he comes to the Bills, I'm out," Allen reportedly said during what was initially thought to be an offhand comment. But the media and social networks have not let it die down. The statement has fueled intense speculation about who he might be and whether tensions behind the scenes could be boiling over into a potential roster shakeup. Sources close to the team suggest that Allen's remark was not taken lightly by management. While details remain murky, the speculation is that a high-profile free agent, someone with a history of both elite performance and locker room controversy, could be on the Bills' radar. Fans have flooded social media with theories, ranging from superstar wide receivers to disruptive defensive talents, and every rumor is being dissected with the intensity of a playoff matchup. The uncertainty has created an unusual mix of excitement and anxiety among the Bills' faithful, who are eager for championship contention but wary of potential personality clashes that could derail team chemistry. Analysts are pointing out that while Allen's comment sounds dramatic, it may be a strategic maneuver rather than an outright ultimatum. Some insiders suggest it could be a way to assert influence over the team's personnel decisions, signaling that the quarterback's comfort and leadership role are non-negotiable. Others, however, warn that public remarks like this can spiral, potentially destabilizing a locker room that has been praised for its cohesion in recent seasons. Meanwhile, the league is abuzz with speculation. Every media outlet is trying to decode the cryptic warning, and rival teams are quietly watching the situation unfold, knowing that any drama surrounding a top quarterback could ripple across the free agency market. Will the Bills act cautiously, or will they take a risk on a controversial talent? The tension is palpable, and the next move could define the team's future. Until then, fans are left to wonder, who is the player that could trigger Allen's dramatic declaration, and what will the fallout be if that acquisition actually happens? That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.